after an optional practice session on Friday. Today, on Saturday, ahead of the big Sunday clash, the entire Indian team is out for their practice session. Behind me, you can see Rahul Dravid, the team coach, leading the Indian team, all the batsmen and the bowlers into their practice session. We've seen Virat Kohli come out today. He's batting on the far right side and he's looking in extremely good touch. He's facing the bowling from the likes of Bhuvi and Hardik Pandya right now. And of course, he's practicing all of his shots. He's looking in good touch. And you can see there are so many fans who've gathered here at the Melbourne cricket ground. You can hear the vuvuzelas in the background. A lot of Indian fans who've gathered to catch a glimpse, especially of Virat Kohli. You've got the Indian fan, Sudhir also, who has come here waving the Indian flag as the Indian team practices ahead of the big clash versus Pakistan. Are you confident that India will do well this time?
Definitely.
Last time we lost to Pakistan in the World Cup match.
No, we are 100% sure this time India going to beat Pakistan and India going to win the World Cup as well.
India will take a revenge this time and will win.
For the Indian fans, I'd like to say that, number one, I hope we play a good game tomorrow. I don't want it to be a one-sided affair. I want the fans to have a lot of fun. I want the game to be exciting, entertaining, and on top of that, of course, I want Pakistan to win. But I hope the weather is good tomorrow.
All right, so clearly a lot of excitement on the ground level. Let's also quickly go across to Shivani, who's joining me live from Melbourne right now. Shivani, before we speculate who will win, India or Pakistan, let's also talk about how rain might be expected to win the match eventually.
Well, it was raining all of Saturday morning in Melbourne. But over the last few hours, the sun has come out shining brightly. And the weather forecast for Sunday has changed dramatically. Just till 4 or 5 hours ago when I was checking the forecast, there was still a forecast of 90% chances of rain on Sunday, including on Sunday evening when the match is going to happen Melbourne time. But if you check at the forecast now, actually Sunday's predictions are quite clear now. So a lot of the fans and everybody who's gathered here in Melbourne was quite excited to see the sun shining today, and fingers crossed still.
Right.
The Melbourne weather is a little bit like English weather. It changes quite a bit. They've got 4 seasons in a day. Right now it's a little cloudy, but the sun is peeping out a little bit. So all fingers crossed that tomorrow the forecast as it stands right now as I'm talking to you stays clear of rain.
Absolutely. All fingers crossed that the match actually takes place. Having said that, Shivani, it's also important to talk about the kind of pressure that is on the men in blue, because let's not forget there was a shock exit for India as far as the last T20 World Cup is concerned. How crucial is it for India to win this match against Pakistan?
Well, it's very crucial. One, because it's their World Cup opener. You want to begin your World Cup group stage with a win under your belt, because the way these groups are placed, even though you've got a couple of minnows in the group, you can't afford to lose 2 matches. So you want to start with a win so that you get that momentum under your belt, and beating a team like Pakistan will give the Indian team a lot of confidence. Also, sometimes what also happens is that you don't know how the rest of your matches go. You've got South Africa in this group. You've even got Bangladesh. You don't know what these teams can do on their day. This is indeed the T20 format. So you want to take it as one game at a time, but you need to win your first few games. You don't want to leave it till too late. Secondly, of course, this is a match against Pakistan. The pressure is always high. After losing the last match, I don't think Rohit Sharma wants to be one of those Indian captain like Virat Kohli to have the ignominy of losing to Pakistan in a World Cup match under his captaincy. I asked him that question, and he went on to say today in his pre-match press conference that he wouldn't consider this a pressure, the fact that India is playing Pakistan after losing 2 of the last T20 internationals against them, including the 2 matches in Asia Cup. But he would like to take this as a challenge. Also, the challenge for India is, as he said, India hasn't won an ICC trophy in almost a decade now. The last time they won an ICC trophy was in 2013, the Champions Trophy. So it's almost a decade now that India hasn't won the big ICC trophy, and they would like to do it this time.
Right, Shivani.